Donald Trump making Time's Person of the Year was never a surprise. Opinion. Opinion. The public's response to Donald Trump being named Time's Person of the Year was predictable and immediate. Amid an influx of retweetable Photoshop jobs and conspiracy theories concerning devil horns, many on social media panned the magazine for giving the president-elect the cover page. Trump has been named Time's Person of the Year. I thought you had to be an actual human person to win that number crazy world. I guess Trump as Person of the Year is appropriate, though, since 2016 was such a dumpster fire. If you're angry about Donald Trump being at Time's Person of the Year, wait until you find out who was elected as the US president. Jesus, at Time, give the man some privacy. Pic.twitter.com QAIRDB0ZGX. He's also got devil horns. Pic.twitter.com RDZOAPTW5Z. Evidently some seem to have missed the point of the cover. To recognize the person who, for better or for worse, has done the most to influence the events of the year. The justification for the featured subject is not a compliment in itself. Well, not unless you value the overquoted PR myth that all publicity is good publicity. In 2007, when Russian President Vladimir Putin won the title, the magazine put out an editorial clarifying its reasoning. Time's Person of the Year is not and never has been an honor, it said. It is not an endorsement. It is not a popularity contest. At its best, it is a clear-eyed recognition of the world as it is and of the most powerful individuals and forces shaping that world, for better or for worse. It is ultimately about leadership, bold, earth-changing leadership. At the end of the day, regardless of how polarizing he may be, no figure has been more influential or attention-grabbing this year than Mr. Trump. The magazine's editor-in-chief Nancy Gibbs suggested his divisive, headline-grabbing rhetoric played a key part in his winning out the top spot. So which is it this year? Better or worse? The challenge for Donald Trump is how profoundly the country disagrees about the answer, Gibbs wrote. For reminding America that demagoguery feeds on despair and that truth is only as powerful as the trust in those who speak it, for empowering a hidden electorate by mainstreaming its furies and live-streaming its fears, and for framing tomorrow's political culture by demolishing yesterday's, Donald Trump is Time's 2016 Person of the Year. Speaking on NBC's Today Show, she said this year's selection was one of the more straightforward years. This couldn't be more obvious. Hillary Clinton was the runner-up for the title, but her overall impact on the public, for better or worse, paled in comparison to Mr. Trump's. Not to mention, influence isn't necessarily synonymous with admiration or likability. In 1938, the year before World War II began, Adolf Hitler was featured on the front cover of the December issue. Of his victory, the editors explained. When without loss of blood he reduced Czechoslovakia to a German puppet state, forced a drastic revision of Europe's defensive alliances, and won a free hand for himself in Eastern Europe by getting a hand's promise from powerful Britain and later France, Adolf Hitler without doubt became 1938's Man of the Year. Russian dictator Joseph Stalin was likewise declared Person of the Year twice, in 1939 and 1942. In 1979, the cover went to Iranian revolutionary Ayatollah Khomeini, the religious leader who loathed democracy and dubbed the United States the Great Satan. The image arguably says the most about the Person of the Year cover. Just by looking at the one above, we can see this is not a light and fluffy profile piece celebrating the life of Khomeini. His features are sunken and his eyebrows furrowed as he scowls directly at the viewer. But this isn't about comparing Mr. Trump to infamous world dictators, it's simply an acknowledgement of his power. The cover photo of Mr. Trump isn't nearly as menacing as Khomeini's, but it's not exactly flattering. The contrasting lighting, the dark shadowing across half his face, the throne he sits on, the unsmiling eye contact, were made to see the president-elect as a man who is rich, powerful and sinister. But overall, Mr. Trump interpreted the cover as a gesture of praise. He told NBC's Today Show shortly after the announcement it was a great honor which meant a lot to him, a marked change from his earlier public criticisms of the magazine for leaving him out of the top 100 list altogether. The 2016 cover is a symbol of Mr. Trump's unfailing ability to generate mass publicity, an ability which undoubtedly helped him secure the U.S. election and become one of the world's most powerful and influential figures. It would be short-sighted to suggest the running was even close. @GavinFernando Gavin.Fernando@news.com.au